Welcome to Body for Believers online course. We're going to teach you some wonderful nutritional information. I have experienced the principles that I'm going to teach you. Once I learned the principles that I'm going to share with you, I was able to lose 140 pounds. I dropped 100 pounds in 6 months and dropped my cholesterol 100 points as well. I have since been able to teach thousands this information. So many wonderful folks achieve even greater success than I have. And so we're excited about sharing with you how to eat in such a way to remove fat from your body and take your happiness and energy and health back. Now, we got a lot of information to teach. This will be several hours worth of instruction, but we're going to break it up into bite-sized pieces. So there'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 videos here. What I'm going to do in this section is just give you an overall of the whole program. First of all, we're going to have in section 2, 3, and 4 the basics. This will be just the foundational nutritional information that we need to cover. The basics are a wise plan, a worthwhile purpose, and a workable procedure. And as we put this all together, you'll learn some really cool stuff in section 2, 3, and 4. We'll teach you what our macronutrients are and why they are important and how we're going to get them. We'll also cover something that was key for me, is why is most nutritional information so complicated and confusing, and how can we compartmentalize nutrition so that it's just not so confusing. And then I'm going to teach you the most important nutritional information that I ever learned personally. It is how our body stores fat. As we travel somewhere every day teaching this information, less than 1% of the people we instruct know how our body stores fat. Considering that we have an epidemic of obesity in our culture, unlike any time in the history of the world, we shouldn't get out of middle school without learning this information, how our body stores fat. So we're going to teach you that. We're also going to teach you in section 4 how we can incorporate special eating days like birthdays and holidays and these times when we're just going to eat awful, and we know that, and that's part of the program. And so we're going to include these special occasions, and we'll teach you how to do that so it won't hurt you. Then we're going to move right on to section 5. Section 5 is how to have a hot day. There are 4 disciplines that we have to implement into our life to purposefully remove fat from our body. That just doesn't accidentally happen. We have to purpose removing fat from our body. Now, I don't want you to panic. They're not going to be horrible disciplines. We're not going to eat dirt and cardboard, and we're not going to starve. But in this section, section 5, we're going to learn how to implement these disciplines. And the disciplines are portions, timing, water, and combination. When we get to combinations, we're going to have several different videos. We eat in combinations on a hot day. You see, these combinations are fat burn meals. Now, they're wonderful meals, but they are meals put together on purpose to give us all of our macros and to keep our blood sugar in a normal range so we can get rid of fat. That's what these combinations accomplish. We're going to go through each one of these combinations, and we'll have a video on each one, and you'll learn how to eat all kind of wonderful meals when we get there. Then we're going to move to section 6, and in section 6, you will learn how to categorize your macronutrients. So we'll go to protein, which is one of our essential macronutrients, and put this protein into different categories. We'll have lean proteins and fatty proteins and false balance proteins. Once you have it in the right category, you'll be able to put it in the right combination. Then we'll discuss fat, another of the macronutrients. We're going to devote a little time here to understanding fat. And one of the great things that you'll learn here in this section is how to fry. Love to eat fried fish, and fried chicken, and fried okra, and fried squash, and fried eggs. And we'll teach you how to eat these products fried without them causing you to store fat. The last of our macronutrients is carbohydrates, and just like we broke protein down into 3 different groups, we're going to break our carbs down into 3 different groups. We'll look at fibrous carbs, those carbs that are high in fiber, natural carbs, these great sources of sugar for our blood, and then we'll look at refined carbs, these carbs that are causing us our problem in America. When we get to section 7 and we break our balanced foods and snacks down, I think that you'll learn quite a bit about what we're accomplishing with our meals. When I talk about balanced, I'm talking about a balanced prepackaged meal. So we're going to show you how to figure this. So you'll be able to go into your grocery store and pick up a meal bar and determine if that is a meal that will burn fat or store fat, just like a TV dinner and these things you see surrounding me. These will be great options for you going forward for a quick meal, maybe a TV dinner, a meal bar. Then we're going to move in section 7 to snacks, and we qualify a snack much like we qualify a balanced food. But there's a little bit of difference in the math here, and sometimes the math can get a little tricky. So what I'll do in this section is give you lots of snack options. We're not going to give you these without teaching you first how to qualify them. So you'll know that all the snacks that we're approving meet our qualification for getting rid of fat. And then we're going to move to what I call the good stuff in section 7, because as I've already said, you have to purpose a hot day. That doesn't automatically happen. Sometimes that can be difficult as the diet devil shows up in all kind of different ways to try to trip us up. So I like to have things that help me have a hot day, and that's why I say this section is the good stuff. All of these things help me to have a hot day. We have condiments that allows me to add flavor so that my meal tastes great. We'll also in this section teach you how to go in the grocery store and pick the best condiments. Then we'll cover extras in this section. Extras are foods that don't count as a meal or a snack, but they're just foods that I can eat. I just got to eat sometimes. It's not that I'm hungry. It's not that it's a meal or a snack. I just want to eat. So we got some foods like the ones you see on the screen here, some extras. Tell you how to make popcorn, okra, and butternut squash, and have pickles and sugar-free Jell-O and green beans and lots of different extras that you can eat just because you feel like you want to eat. Then we're going to cover speed. Speed is about implementing our bad eating days and our good eating days so that we maximize our efforts. We call those hot and cold days. We'll cover that in detail. I can explain to you how you're better off to eat a dozen donuts on Sunday than one bite on Wednesday. Now, we never want to encourage binge eating, but you might be tripped up and eat a dozen donuts. We're going to show you strategically by using a calendar and putting our hot and cold days on there how you can best maximize your efforts. And then we're going to get to section 9, and section 9 is the most important part of our ministry. Yes, we want you to fix your body for living abundantly, but more important than that, we want you to get a brand new, immortal, eternal, glorified body for going to heaven eternally, and we're going to teach you that. I also have a few downloads that I want you to get here. I'm going to be a bad instructor and go ahead and give you some homework. You should access now 3 downloads. One of those downloads is our homework. That handout sheet will require you to put a goal there and put a manageable goal that you could obtain. We got a date there for you to put when you will achieve this goal. Now, this won't be your last goal. You'll come back and set them all the way till you get to where you want to be. And then we're going to write some want-tos down. I can give you the best how-to on planet Earth, but without the want-to to go with the how-to, you get stuck in the boo-hoo. So then we got another sheet that is a handout, a download for you. That is what we call a week 1 sheet. The first week, there's so much information, and you can't learn all of this information in a week. So we just give you a sheet that says, just eat this week. And then there's also a third handout that is foods by category. And when we get to combination section, this will be very important because we'll teach from that handout. But you can already go ahead and get that sheet downloaded. You get those and you study up a little bit. We'll come back in section 2 and we'll talk about the basics. That'll be our next video, and we look forward to seeing you there.